Hot Springs, the weekly television show that brings you everything about Hot Springs, past, present, and future. The show's about to begin, so if you don't mind, make sure you share this show on Facebook or YouTube with one of your great social media friends. And now it's time for Hello Hot Springs. Hey, welcome, hello, Hot Springs, or Hot Springs out there. My name is John Cooksey.
Lydia Vidonagay.
And we are here with a fantastic show. We have our sponsors, Peters Flooring, and we have today Clear Spring visiting us.
I know, I'm so excited.
And that's excited about that. You'll find out more about this. What is this going on right here?
I feel like I want to zoom in of my manicure. And we can, like, I feel like I'm on The Price is Right.
The home shopping show. Put a graphic up underneath.
Yes. So you're selling this
I'm selling
bad boy?
this. Now, I think this was like $2,400, and maybe Bob can get a close-up of it. He says it comes out to 25 cents a knob. So here's what I'm going to
That's a lot of money.
Here's what I'm going to do.
That's a lot of knobs.
I'm going to sell this for not $600. It's an audio mixer for a board. If you're a Hot Springs Broadcast Network subscriber and you need a mixer that's 16 channels, let's go $60.
Okay.
$60. Is that crazy?
$60.
$60. And that's just going to pay for one little cord around here, or
Right.
something. But no, the reason I'm getting rid of it, it's taking up too much space. So if you have a church or something and Bob's on one of the camera, Bob, you were saying this would be ideal for radio station, right? I can't. Every
For all those
channel
radio
works. Maybe
stations out
one
there.
channel doesn't. So $60. How do they find out about it? I would say go to first person who texts 501-318-4117 or
Okay, a text or a comment below. It's a live show.
We can do a comment below. All right, Havla,
be
comment
watching.
below. First person who wants it for $60. What's that? You comment? No, I mean the first person who says, I want that
commented.
mixer. Yeah.
Or who picks it up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Free with pickup?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Free pickup. And
I love it. So, John, how are you doing after your surgery?
I'm doing good. I didn't say on last week's show, but the early morning after last week's show, I went in for an operation on my neck because they thought it was an enlarged lymph node. It was something called a schwannoma. I kid you not.
Schwannoma.
So what it is a benign tumor, so it's not cancerous, and it sits on the outside of this big nerve, but on the inside of the protective coating, so they have to cut it open. And I want to say thank you to CHI St. Vincent's and Dr. Larimer and his fabulous staff and all the
good.
nurses. Took care of me well and did a fantastic job. I'm healing good. I'm about 50%
Did you get
energy.
to keep it?
Oh,
Did they put
please.
it in
Are
a little
you-
baggie?
I don't want to know. No, that would be the worst. Would you?
100%.
No. Why?
Anything that comes
Why?
out.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to know.
I want to
No.
see it. I want to keep
But
it.
I tell you one thing. I did go on YouTube and look at what the surgery of other people look like afterwards.
looks like.
But I wouldn't do it before,
Right.
Anyway, no, I don't need to keep it. But it was pretty big. And it was, right over here. And I'm healing up well. I'm about at 50% energy, but I could fake it for a while.
Right.
I think the hardest thing was just being able to edit all the time, sit and edit. And, because there's a lot of tension. When they cut your part of your neck, it affects your nerves all over. So I'm adjusting. It's been a week out. And
Well, you
thanks,
look
Dr.
great.
Larimer.
I'm glad that you're back with us.
I'm very happy. And, when I was in Dr. Larimer's office just a few days before the surgery, one of the nurses recognized, you're the Hot Springs broadcast guy.
Love it.
Thank you for watching. What some other things? We got this mixer for sale. One thing that we don't have on the show, but we did a separate video today, was the Cherry Blossom Festival is coming up.
I am so excited. I actually got on the link and went to get the tickets and then remembered tomorrow's payday. So we're going to get them tomorrow.
So the Cherry Blossom Festival is a fantastic event, and you can go watch the video that we put up earlier on Hot Springs Broadcast Network, Facebook and YouTube. And Havla's coming up later is going to tell us about all the cool things that are going on. Bob, would you mind swinging a shot and just showing where Havla is? So Havla's doing double duty. She's doing camera over there, and I think we should get a shot of her. There we go. Hey, with the bookshelf.
Would you pick up your phone? Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
and
the other
Havla
phone.
does something else. So Havla has a phone there
green phone.
that she could look up the comments. So
Not looking up any comments.
tell us, Havla, what is being said on the screen. Did anybody want the mixer yet?
Nobody has said anything yet.
All right, about the mixer. Okay, so the next thing is the
That's a shocker.
Okay, yeah, because this is a good deal.
It is.
All right, so the next thing is Arlington Hotel on Saturday morning, 7:30.
Ooh, the
Yard
sale.
sale. How do you know about that?
Because of you.
Oh, okay.
It
All
came
right.
up on Facebook. Like, they're getting rid of all of their old furniture and things.
Yeah. So if you
And
want
then
to
they're
start your own
also
little-
hosting a bridal show.
the same day.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I'm not making these things
Can you
up.
imagine yard sale / bridal show? I don't know how that would work. And so that's coming up on Saturday. But I wanted to add that in because I don't think Havla has it in the mix there. So, but if you get a chance at the end of the show, go watch that Cherry Blossom Festival video we posted earlier. In the meantime, one of our sponsors, the Ohio Club, I'm going to play a clip from when they played about 3 or 4 weeks ago, Donna and the Ohio Club players. Let's take a look at that, and we'll be back in a minute. So did you know that there's a bowling alley that used to be below Central Avenue? Yeah.
I did know this.
All right.
I love to
you ever see
see
that
the
video?
picture. Yes.
All right,
That's
you saw
how
the
I knew
video.
about it.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of people that have it. It's been a few years. I think 2015, and I filmed down there. And people keep asking me, they're like, hey, where is this bowling alley and what's it like? I said,
Right.
there's a video online, but they don't watch it. So we're going to play that video right now. It's a couple minutes long. Let's take a look at the bowling alley underneath Central Avenue, and we'll be back after that.
Above the altered first floor storefronts, the Dugan Stewart building, located in downtown Hot Springs, was originally built in 1904 for medical offices. And this building still remains as a testimony to the early 20th century architecture. Originally, between the two wings was an entranceway to the famous basement bowling alley. This bowling alley was used by some of the gangsters for a hangout or hideout in the 20s. The Hot Springs Broadcast Network and Abandoned Arkansas have footage of what still remains of the bowling alley.
We're going to have to go down here to the coolest part. You will need flashlights. Turn the light on. There is one loose step, and then after you turn the corner, it's nothing but a random spot.
See the loose step or something. All right, give me a light. There we go, like that. Yep. Watch out for the step yourself. And then look at this ramp. Okay.
It may be piled up in this pile here, but this was just, I mean, the lanes used to go from back there down to here.
Well, we got a picture.
And there were pin signs. They were here when I first came in this building.
Oh, and here's,
Here's names of people. There's another scoreboard over there, which we're told has out the phone number.
We can only imagine that this tunnel area could have made an excellent escape path for a gangster caught down in the bowling alley. It leads out to one of the side roads. In the bowling?
This used to come down from the lobby to the bowling alley. Yes, that's marble.
There are approximately 20 million devotees to the sport and over 10,000 alleys to take care of them. Bowling today is a national sport. Thousands of leagues...
Thanks for joining us on this video. As a favor to us, we would love it if you would like this page on Facebook and also suggest it to a couple of your friends. You can also check us out on YouTube or at our website, www.hotspringsbroadcastnetwork.com.
You are watching the Hot Springs Broadcast Network.
Hey, let's get a close-up of some socks here. Look, bowling socks, yeah. Tony brought some bowling socks there. And we are here on the set. Thank you for showing us the pure coincidence with Tony. And tell us your last name.
Aragon.
Tony Aragon and Johan
Vidonagay from Peters Flooring, of course.
And, you know, there's been a hidden renovation going on in this town that people don't know about for over 2 years, and that is Clear Spring, which used to be Crown Trace Villa on 2nd Street. And you guys tell everybody in town where Crown Trace Villa, but now Clear Spring is, and then we'll tell about what's going on.
Right, it's on 101 2nd Street. Tony, you're right there on Grand, right next to St. John's Church. Right, that's why I know it.
Yeah.
And Tony and I met 2 years ago when he described how he wanted to make the Crown Trace Villa, you know, a lot better than what it was, and Tony's been a great partner to work with.
And Tony, awesome. So what's been going on over there?
So all kinds of stuff. We've been redoing the walls. We've been redoing the flooring. We've been even redoing some of the rooms.
So for senior living, this is a whole new experience. When was the last time it was redone before that? I mean...
It's actually been quite a long time.
Yeah,
you know, probably 10 years.
So if your parents or relatives or older people or yourself are looking to go in a place, can we show some footage and you guys talk over it for a minute?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, check out this.
Proof. It will not allow any scuffs to get to the surface. Tony loves the idea his maintenance guys never have to really touch anything up ever. That's really what started the entire renovation and the conversation.
It looks perfect. It looks like brand new paint.
And it's actually already a couple of months old in this particular video here.
Wow. And then tell us about this flooring here.
So we got some of that life-proof flooring, which was sure that any of your tenants, and Tony's done a great job decorating it, of course.
That room right there, that's beautiful. So that's a sample room, but you can bring your own furniture in? Or
man, I'm going to say Tony's guys can design it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, most of that designing was done in-house.
That's gorgeous. Look at that. And the tile and the floor. So this is ideal. Can two people live in a room, or is mainly one person per room?
No, absolutely. We can have a couple in that room.
All right. And how many residents can you have there?
Well, there's 93 rooms total, and each one is rated for double occupancy.
I see. And this window treatment, you put in new window treatments. There's old and new ones on the wall there, right? I mean, on the thing. And then there's a beautiful bathroom and everything. And then how did Peters get involved, and how do you feel that they've done with what you have here to work with?
Well, one of the things that's important to us as a company is quality. And as we were reaching out for partners, it came back that Peters, when people thought about Peters, it was quality. And so I thought it was just a natural partnership.
Right. And what do you have to add to the mix on that?
Well, I mean, Tony was a believer in getting to know each of the products that we offered him. He's very good about testing whatever we say, hey, this is going to be scuff-proof paint. And Tony literally pulled out a key and took his key to that scuff-proof paint sample, and he said, you know what, this does work. And so he gave it a sample and he gave it a try. Sometimes you want folks that will give a chance to learn about a new product line. Hey, why is that life-proof flooring good for you?
And that's ideal for anybody's house or vacation rental. You can't go wrong with that. You know.
Why use a guy from the Arkansas Tile Association to do your front foyer?
Yeah.
Tony, what's that bucket test thing?
Well, so the gentleman who ended up installing, he said he would throw a puck across the tile and it would not skip.
Like a hockey puck. Yeah.
Well, he didn't do a hockey puck. He ended up doing a 5-gallon bucket, and I can attest that it was smooth as butter.
Wow. Yeah. No lippage. It did not tip over. Jeremy's an artist. So, I appreciate you guys giving us a chance, and it's not done yet, right? We're still going on that.
Absolutely. We definitely have a number of different projects.
So for someone thinking of senior living and Clear Spring, what can you tell briefly about Clear Spring? What do they need to know here in Hot Springs about Clear Spring?
Well, it's the only company in Hot Springs that has lifetime rates. So we provide the best value of any senior living in all of Hot Springs.
I can move in there and I'm going to live to 120, you know, it's encouraging. You might as well. So lifetime rates, and what's something else? You have all different things for people to do there.
You
and
know,
then you have a van to drive people, right?
Yeah, that is correct. And, you know, Cheryl White is our activities director, and she's pretty, she has the art on the road. She has a number of different art therapy programs. And then, you know, we provide all the meals. We provide a number of different things throughout the whole day. You know, basically what we try to do is take care of the mundane while everybody else can enjoy the extraordinary.
Right. And who's cooking the food there?
Oh, we have two great chefs. We have Sean and we have Wendell. They are spectacular.
And if somebody wanted to, interested in getting a tour, who do they call and talk to at Clear Spring?
That would be Lacey Swayze.
All right. And the website, you know, for Clear Spring?
So it's theclearspring.com.
Theclearspring.com. That'll give you all the information to go call and talk to Lacey. She'll give you a tour and let you have a little lunch.
Yeah, John,
and
you were
enjoy.
there earlier today, and you know what'd you think?
And it really is beautiful. I will say that flooring is so heavy duty. So if somebody's in a wheelchair or walker, and then everything just looks so new, even though you told me, oh, that's been there for a year or whatever. Right. So I was impressed. It's worth it getting quality products, obviously.
It'll last a lifetime,
It'll
and it's
last a
done, and it's
lifetime.
put down by professionals,
Yeah.
and you know that way you get all the warranties out of it
Yeah,
as well.
and so when you go over to Clear Spring, make sure you notice the work that Peters has done there, because it's obviously a fabulous job. Well, thank you guys for being on the show.
Appreciate it,
And
John.
make sure you stop by 1217 Malvern Avenue.
Please
Peters,
come
say
on
hi to
by.
the crew and hello to Mama Clem out there. And also stop by and maybe make an appointment if you want to see Clear Spring. And is it 101 2nd Street? Did I get that right?
You got it right on the dot.
Perfect. Tony, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you
Really
very much for
appreciate it.
having me.
And we will be right back. We're just going to show you clips from last year's RV and boat show, boat and tackle show. And we'll have Havla up telling you about the different things that are going on in Hot Springs in the next couple of weeks. So, Houston, if you'll roll that.
All right, awesome. Well, that was the RV Boat and Tackle event going on at the Convention Center, which is February 28th to March 1st. So it's actually going on starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
So yeah, go check that out. I'm going to say some other things that are going on this weekend. On February 28th and March 1st as well is the Lake Ouachita Vista Trail 100K. So basically it's an endurance run that takes you through the Ouachita National Forest. I am super excited.
Ouachita, not Washita.
Yeah, I say Ouachita. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I know other people say it.
Tomato, tomato.
Whatever.
Wachita.
Aha, yes.
Oh, there we go.
Also on February 28th through March 1st is the Triumph National Talent Dance Competition. That is at the Convention Center. That's going to be super exciting. And then February 29th on Saturday is the Mardi Gras Costume Ball and Contest. I also talked about that last week, but I want to mention it again because it's going to be super exciting.
And that's Hotel Hot Springs,
Yes, that's
right?
at Hotel Hot Springs from 6 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. It's going to be awesome. Also, I want to mention again the festival
the Cherry Blossom
Yes,
Festival?
the Cherry Blossom Festival. I think that's just going to be so much fun.
Coming up next week, right?
Yeah,
March
7th. Sorry, I forgot to write that down, but it's really important to mention because it's going to be an amazing event. I'm so excited. And all of the information, tickets, if there are any, can all be located on hotspringsdart.org if you guys want to check that out. And that's basically all I have.
Fun.
There's a ton of other stuff going on, but I can't list everything.
I know, right? Like there's so much going on in Hot Springs
it's
always.
crazy.
And this is such a great time of year. Well, our next clip that we have is if you're interested in some commercial property on Central Avenue, we have the spot for you.
Right
Let's-
off Central Avenue.
Right
yeah.
off of Central Avenue.
block.
Let's see that footage now.
Yeah, and you can get that property with the numbers on the screen, either Scott or Alan. You could talk to her, Mary Jo. And it's a close property. I mean, central to everything. They're one of our sponsors, and thanks Hot Springs Realty. And I also want to mention the St. Patrick's Day Parade's coming up, where we're going to be doing a live shoot, a Hot Springs Broadcast Network, and Bob is going to be our technical director on that with a lot of stuff. And Bob's involved with the music festival, Hot Springs Music Festival, and they're doing some fundraisers coming up. What can you tell us about that?
Well, indeed. We had a little meeting today where we're trying to really push social media, of course, because that's important. And, you know, with jazz and classical music, the audience tends to be older, so we're looking at really targeting young people and, you know, how can we get those people involved? They're music students, things like that. And just be sure that we're hitting Instagram and all the other stuff other than just Facebook and our website.
Right.
So we're really strategically zoning in on that right now.
And tell us about these Adirondack chairs painted by some of the artists.
I think that there are 5 of them painted by
5.
Pepe, who did all of the beautiful
the
murals
murals,
in town.
yeah,
He
yeah.
painted one. Carol Catchins, who's a local artist.
And are they for sale or auction?
They are. It's an auction item.
It's an auction for a
And
fundraiser at the end of May.
Yes, and the Hot Springs Music Festival is just one of those, I think, kind of just an absolute gem in Hot
Well, it
Springs.
is the biggest music festival in the city, and most people don't know it exists.
Wow.
It
and how many
brings-
days does it go for?
It's 2 weeks.
2
normally.
weeks, yeah. And when my kids were little, I would take them to the rehearsals because you're always
Yes.
worried about making noise
Yes.
and them sitting for 2 hours. We can go to the rehearsals.
Those are all free.
They're all free.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can get your children close to the music. You know, I'd bring my kids 10
It was
feet away.
so neat. I could send the footage to show from last summer, but it was early June, and I was nannying a couple of kids,
Yeah.
and then I had my own 2 boys, and we went to the rehearsal at Oaklawn School. And we were the only ones there, maybe a couple other adults
Right.
in the crowd. The kids were mesmerized. I mean, couldn't take their eyes off of it. And as we were
40-point
leaving,
stereo in a
one of the
quadruple.
harpists was leaving.
The harp is awesome.
And she let us go wash our hands and all strum
Oh,
the harp.
my
It was
goodness.
so cool. I mean, the kids still talk about it.
And what's the website for them?
Hotmusic.org.
Hotmusic.org.
Man, that's
Yeah,
a great
and
Yeah.
what I say, of course, is also that a lot of people, musicians and artists, are they'll lose their inspiration at some point, or their muse, and they really need to. Some people go to Brazil for a while or something like that. But if you go and bathe your brain on classical Western music, that's really where all the core components are for the rest of the music that we produce. That's sort of the guts of it. And so people like Sting and others, you wouldn't know, they're classically trained.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, all of these particular music patterns, and when they get into your synapses and stuff, they have a lot to do with your ability to be creative.
Sure.
I
So
love that.
It's very therapeutic, you know.
I play classical only in my classroom, and the kids go, "Oh,
And you
please
know,
play something
I
with
could,
words."
I could name anything from Could It Be Magic to Whiter Shade of Pale,
Yeah.
are all based on the chord progressions of classical
Oh, you'll
music
hear it in
pieces.
there, and especially progressive rock, things like that.
Yeah, or Midnight Blue, Melissa Manchester. I mean,
So,
there's thousands of them.
I have here, Doug. It's Friday, May 29th at 5:30 at the Warehouse on Broadway is the Overture Opus 25.
There you go.
And that's our
25 for the
fundraiser
25th
because this is our 25th year.
25th year
Can you believe
anniversary.
it? 25 years. I mean, this is-
Unbelievable.
And it's a great asset to have in this town. Well, we look forward to going to that, and we're going to cut away to one of our sponsors right next to or 2 doors away from. There's the souvenir shop, but also the Ohio Club is the hat shop, and they're open later. So you go to hear live music at the Ohio Club, stop over to the hat shop. This is one of the testimonials from a couple weeks ago that when we were filming, this guy came in, and this is what he had to say, you know, unsolicited.
cuff,
Yeah, unsolicited. Take that for a second. You just said something about this store. What was
I
it?
love this store. I mean, it's one of the only stores I found where a hat that actually fits me. You helped me find it, and I thought what was funny was I came in and I said I need a double X, and you're like, well, out of all these hats, we have 4. But one of them I loved. You saw me when I bought it. The instant I put it on, it was perfect. And I knew, and I was like,
feeling good about
I
yourself.
looked at my wife and I said, I absolutely have to have this hat. Well, and here I am, a month and a half later, getting another one.
And then we'll see you next month too.
All right. The hat store, come check it out, people. Thank you.
Absolutely. I got 4 compliments on the hat on the way into the theater. I got like 4 or 5 more in the theater.
All right.
Everywhere I wear it, like even walking through Walmart. Nice hat. Kroger, nice hat.
Well, I
Like,
should give
it
you
just
some business
keeps-
cards.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
And that's the hat shop on Central Avenue. Now look at this hat. I got it there to
Very
hide my
dapper.
ball. They have something for everybody. Just go in there as
Yeah.
entertainment. Bring in the kids. You'll end up probably buying something anyway. But just to try on hats, it's amazing. Have you been in there, Bob?
I have not, but I keep looking at the
Mike.
I don't
the
think so.
footage.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been in there.
Yeah.
But, you know, people like us, we look good in hats.
Yeah, no, go in there and check it out. You're going to end up
Yeah.
walking away with something because they have, such a wide variety. And I want to. You guys are familiar with Arts in the Park? And
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
So they have this 10-day festival, but the first part of the festival or during the festival is something called Art Springs, where they have all these booths and they kick it off. And so I want to mention 2 things. Number one, if you know somebody who's a good amateur singer, maybe used to sing in a band, hasn't sang for a while, who's got a great voice, or a musician, we are doing something the first opening night, April 25th at 7 p.m., where people come up. You have to sign up a few weeks beforehand, and we have limited space. And you can get up and do a song or 2 with a whole live band, like live band karaoke, but it's sort of rock and roll dance night, upbeat songs, and everybody gets a chance. So it's a big thing. And you are going to be
I
one of the
do.
singers.
I was about
I
to
even put you in
say.
the article.
Sing?
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
been in a
Wow.
band.
Yeah,
I-
so you're going to have a band. So we're going to do a rehearsal before. So if there's somebody you think that would be good for that, let us know on the email, television@gmail.com. The other thing is, for $100, if you're an artist, you can have a booth for 2 days. $50
That's
a
cheap.
day.
Oh,
I mean,
wow,
if
yeah.
you're wares, you don't think you're going to make
cheap.
money if you got some
And
stuff.
location
Yeah, the
is-
location is Hill Wheatley Plaza.
Hill Wheatley
Matter of fact,
Plaza.
Houston, would you play that video there that we did last week about this? Are you an Arkansas artist, or do you know of one? Why not show off what you have at a booth at Art Springs 2020 coming up in April? A booth is just $100 for 2 full days. So if you're an artist yourself or you know someone, go to hotspringsarts.org and click on the Arts in the Park tab to register and sign up. Deadline is March 1st, so you have only a little bit of time. So once again, that's April 25th and 26th. It's $100 for a booth if you're an artisan or you know of one. Go to hotspringsarts.org to sign up. So there you go.
That looks so exciting.
$50 a day.
And then Bob just said that he was the muse of some of the artists at Carol Ketchin's
when do we get to
studio.
see the picture they're going to paint of you in the Russian hat?
It's done today. They were done pretty much, and I saw the collection of pictures. In other words, they all bring in a picture. They decided to do a portrait this time, and they all brought in pictures, and they chose mine and this Cossack Russian outfit with the big fur hat, and so all the way from like sort of palette knife looking and all kind of different.
And when are those pictures going to be done?
They may be in art in the park.
Oh, art's
Yeah.
in the park. We'll make sure they are. We're going to walk around.
Wear
with
my hat
t-shirts
down
with
there
them
and
on.
mosey around.
All right,
On a
So
Segway.
so much stuff going on. If you're looking to move to Hot Springs, email us at television@gmail.com.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up with a good real estate
If you like being
agent.
bored, don't come to this town.
If you like
being bored,
there's
yeah.
something every weekend. I mean, literally, there's something going on, and I love that the convention
and through
center.
the week, yeah.
I know.
So
There's,
much fun.
and then once March, April, May.
Oh my gosh,
the
springtime.
horse racing at Oak Lawn
and I think
Exciting.
we have officially started right now. I get the feeling today that this is the beginning of the big ramp up because we have a small period where it's a slight bit quieter.
I
Up
know,
to right
February,
about now. As soon as the weather changes at all,
Boom.
then all the projects and all the festivals are on, and you're
I
like,
felt a lot of spring
wow.
days this last week.
I
Like,
know.
Spring
I
is
miss-
almost sprung.
Only one thing, I missed that we had the snowfall, or we didn't have the snowfall this year. I
Yeah.
wanted.
like
You know what though? But somebody posted a picture of this time, 4 or 5 years ago, March 5th,
Yeah.
and it was snowy.
Yeah, we had
Really?
snow.
So we've had
Yeah.
frosty
It ain't
Easters
over-
before.
It ain't
I like
over
to get
till
to
it's over. Yeah.
Hopefully, I like to sled for like a half an hour.
I know,
Right.
exactly. Well, Bob, we want to thank you for joining us on the set today. We want to thank Tony and Johan from Peters and Tony from Clear Spring. Make sure you get over there. We want to thank the Ohio Club and the Hat Company and the souvenir shop right there. Make sure you're visiting. Their sponsors us, and it's a great place at the Ohio Club to hear music 7 nights a week.
Always.
We're going to be back next week with a musical guest. That's a surprise. So
exciting.
we didn't do it this week because I'm still recovering, and it's too much. We had to keep it simpler. So thanks for joining us. Subscribe and like to us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Hot Springs Broadcast Network. We will see you next Thursday.
See you next week.
You are watching the Hot Springs Broadcast Network.